Okay, so we're going to create a case for an emergency call out. So we go to cases, which is here. We click new case. We currently give the case a title, and at the moment we serial number and call out is what we're putting in there at the moment. Type, this is very important. So in here we select the type emergency call out. Account, we allocate the account. So let's go for Bostic Stafford. Contact will be whoever the contact is. Asset we don't need to assign just yet. And the SLA, how quickly do we need to get there? It's our standard SLA. So we respond to the customer within 30 minutes to let them know when we're going. And we need to arrive on site by within 8 hours. So in this instance, I've just got off the phone to the customer and told him we'll be there this afternoon. So we've done the first response. So we set that to yes. Now we put in the priority. It's production critical. And oh good, that's been set to non-mandatory. So that's ideal. So now we save. Once the case has been saved, the system grabs the emergency call out type and we get these radio buttons up the top, and this is what we now use to work our way through the case. So you'll see in this radio button case type, we've got the type of call, subtype if there is one, with emergency call there isn't, and a description. So this is where we put the description of what we need to do. Attend site and correct issue with scale weighing out. So whatever the customer's reported and whatever we've got from the customer by asking him sensible questions, we write in here and then we click next stage. This takes us to the key details, which is the high priority. That's all that's in there, which we've already selected anyway. So we go to next stage. So here we have book and assign. So the PPE requirements for the site. So as per account, because the PPE requirements are set per account. RAMs required? No, not for this account. But if they are, we select yes, and then we do the RAMs. Risk assessment. These have already been done for this particular site, so we don't need to fill those in. Now suggested parts. So if we know that it's weighing out, it might have had a load cell bashed. We know what the load cell is on that scale, hopefully. And we can allocate them here. So for instance, SK30X load cell. So that's the engineer knows that he may well need one of those, and it would be useful if he could take one with him. And then we go next stage. Now this is the resolve. So this is where we stop and we let the engineer resolve it and close the case. However, we do need to create a work order. So now we create the work order from within the case. So we click here for work orders. We create a new work order. And this brings us up with a quick create on the side. So emergency call out to whatever the serial number is. Support contact is whoever is taking the call. So this for an emergency call out, this is most likely to be Fabian. So we search for the support contact. Here we go, Fabian. There is no sales order number because it's an emergency call out, and the work order type is an emergency call out. The asset, again, we need to allocate the asset here. So we look for the asset for that particular scale. So let's just say it's that one there, for instance, but we would do star and the 4 digits, or the star and the serial number, and that will then search it effectively. The billing account's already there because it's pulled over from the case, and the case number within the work order has been pulled over. So now we save and close that. Okay, so now we have our work order that's been created. We also need to allocate the work order up here. So we click here, it's work order number 300. So we click there, and it's the last one that's created. So if we don't select it here, it won't go through to the engineer's phone. So if we go back to summary, what we also need to do, which is absolutely critical or the engineer will not see it within the work order, is we need to assign this to an engineer. So we assign it here because at the moment whoever is raising the case is the owner. The owner must be the engineer that's being assigned to the case. So we click on assign, assign to user or team, and who are we giving the work to? We're giving the work to Adam, and we assign it. So even if we put the work order against him on the schedule board, and if that case is not assigned to Adam, he won't see it. So now we go to our schedule board. And we click on unscheduled work orders. And we'll see there the top one is the one we've just created. And we slide that across to Adam for this afternoon. There we go, done. Now there might be a few other pieces of information we want within the work order. So if we go back to that work order, or if we click on it there, go to the work order, we can see here there's no instructions. That's because it's in the case, so that's absolutely fine. So what we do need to fill in is some of the information down here. So delivery method is not applicable, and chargeable. Is it chargeable? That all depends on the type of contract, and we need to know what the contract is. So we select yes for Bostik or on a silver contract. Now what we also haven't done is allocated this call out to an agreement. So here we need to select Bostik's agreement, and that will filter down to the agreements set against that account. That will ensure that that case gets logged against that agreement. And here now we save and close, and that's it.